everyone, so today I'm doing a top books of the year video. I know the year hasn't finished, I'm not completely unhinged like you all probably think, but for my top of the year videos, the books that I include are all of the books that I read rather than ones specifically published in whatever year I'm doing the video on. All of the books I'm going to mention have reviews either on my channel or on my blog, so there are plenty of more details if you would like on a specific book. I will link them all down below, and I'm telling you now so I don't have to keep saying it. There are also links to where you can buy all of the books if any of them sound interesting to you, and it's super helpful to me if you do use those, as I am an affiliate for Amazon and Book Depository. The book one is Wing Jones by Catherine Webber. I never read contemporaries, but this book sounded so epic to me because firstly it's about running and I love to run. It's a very diverse read. So it follows this girl called Wing Jones, and she embarks on a sort of personal journey after her brother makes a really bad decision one night, and that has a lot of repercussions for her family because they're suffering financially, and there are also a lot of family relationships that are quite strained, and in particular her two grandmothers, as they come from completely different cultures. So one of them is from Ghana and the other one is from China, so that has a really great dynamic between them. I just cannot explain to you how engaging this book is, even though this book does actually possess a lot of sport in it, because the way Wing deals with the troubles at home is to go running at night. It doesn't overpower the book, as you get really invested in her relationships and how she's getting to her end goals in the book, and just the feels that you get from the low-key romance in this book. And it's also very age appropriate, which is something I've been actually saying a lot. Some books tend to give teenagers especially false hope that they will find their true love at age 15, but this book has a very tasteful romance for Wing's age, and I'm so obsessed. The second book is Mafiosa by Catherine Doyle, and this book gets a reward for breaking my soul to the max. This is a criminal underworld book, so it features different families that are warring. So this is book 3 of the series. Book 1, all chill, you know, you think, oh, this is great, some great action and really good characters to get invested in. And then books 2 and 3, especially 3, it takes it to a whole new level and you realise how much you care about these characters. And it unhinged me. I was reading this third book standing up and pacing around my house. So this is book 3 of the series, so I can't tell you what it's about without spoiling you. But book 1 follows Sophie, who starts to get involved with this family that live in this very creepy house. And it turns out she has her own secrets, and there's a lot of backstory that she didn't know with her family. The writing is incredible. It reads as a film. I could totally imagine this playing out. And also there's the feels. So if you enjoy actual heartbreak till the end, I would read this series. Then I have The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon, and this is book 3 in the Bone Season series. This series follows this girl called Paige, who is a clairvoyant, so she has the power to enter people's dreamscapes and meddle around in their brains, which is all great fun, except the fact that it's illegal to do that. So she works for this sort of black market for this guy called Jax. So this is set in a futuristic London, which is my favourite thing about this series because I live in London, so putting all the things together and actually being able to visit the places where they go, Paige is one of my favourite characters in the world, and in this book particularly, which is why this book is on the list, as without giving anything away of course, Paige has to sort of become a leader, and she really struggles with that, which is so understandable. You've never done this before and suddenly you're in charge of all these people. And the way it's portrayed in this book is so realistic as we get her thoughts, and also let's not forget me crying on the train in public while reading this. The next book is my favourite mystery that I've ever read in my life, and that is One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. I do not like white books in my videos. They create this weird sort of magic white thing. So I'm gonna put this down now. One of Us is Lying is sort of The Breakfast Club with murder. It's set in a high school where these 5 people go to detention and only 4 come out alive. 1 bites the dust in detention. Of course, the 4 remaining people become suspects because they were the last ones to see see the victim alive. Throughout this whole book, we get to see them deal with the police, trying to interview them and kind of induce a confession out of them, as well as how they deal with their lawyers. But we also get really in depth with each of their relationships and how they change due to the whole being a suspect process. I cannot tell you how addictive this book is. I stayed up till 4 AM finishing it off, so I think that tells you enough. This is also more than one perspective, which I don't normally like. It doesn't come across well in most books. They sort of all merge into one character, but here each one has a really distinct voice, and I was just shook at how well it was done. And I actually got the chance to interview Karen, so if you would like to see that, I'll link it down below for you. She gives some great insight into her writing and the book, which you wouldn't get just from reading it, so I'd highly recommend that. The next book is my favourite fantasy. A lot of these books are my new favourite in their respective genres, but fantasy, it's Royal Bastards by Andrew Schwartz. This book is incredible. It is sort of Game of Thrones meets Reign on the CW, that TV show. The title itself had me instantly intrigued because the whole concept of illegitimate children is so interesting to me. And in this book, which I was kind of taken aback by, is the fact that the protagonist is a girl, because thus far all the illegitimate children that I've come across are guys. So, you know, there's Jon Snow as an example. The main character is called Tilla, and one day the kingdom's princess comes to visit the estate where she lives, and she instantly wants to sit at the bastards table, and everyone kind of thinks, sorry, what's wrong with you? So the princess sort of befriends Tilla at this dinner. There's also this clan of Zitochi warriors that come over on that same day, and one of them also is a bastard. So we have this table of people that are sort of outcast by society, and the princess takes an interest in them, which makes her ask for them to show her around at night. And they stumble against a crime that they never should have seen, which means they have to go on the run. And this whole adventure is perfectly written, because when you're put in a group with people and you're forced to trust each other because otherwise you're going to die, this is reflected so well, as they all have trust issues with each other, and you begin to see that change into actual friendship throughout the book. The world of magic is beautiful. This book, just hands down my favourite fantasy. The final book, everybody. If you follow me on anything other than YouTube, you know what my favourite book in the world has just become. Tarnished City by Vic James, aka the sequel to Gilded Cage. Just as a quick introduction into the series, if you haven't heard me talk about it. It follows the aristocracy in Britain who have magic powers. So they think of themselves as superior to everyone else. So if you're a commoner, you're forced to give 10 years of your life in service to these equals. And we follow this family in book 1 who actually go to work on the estate, and one of them gets sent to a labour camp. I don't think you understand how perfect this series is. It touches on a lot of issues. So you have politics, you have injustice, you have betrayals. The betrayals in this book, I mean, just no. Every word that is written in book 2 in particular feels like it has a significance. The dialogue that is between all the characters is incredible, which I was really scared of about book 2, because book 1 is very character driven, and I thought, is that going to stay the theme in book 2 as well? And it very much is. It is all about the characters. They are all so suspicious. You think you know if they have good motives or bad, but no, they all have hidden agendas. There is so much plotting going on. Those are my favourite books of the year so far that have been published in 2017. Of course, comment if you have read any of these books or if any of them have piqued your interest, because I would love to know. Subscribe to my channel for more videos and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Bye!